I bought a pair of shoes.
Oh, God.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. As you can tell from the thumbnail and the intro, new pair of Allen Edmonds shoes are in my hands. I haven't told my wife I bought them yet. I don't know if she's going to be happy or not. So I guess there's different ways you can go about this. So here's some of the theories that I have on how you bring in new shoes when you already have a gazillion pairs. One way is, this is what I found out. If you have more than, now by the way, I'm a believer in being honest, right? But not necessarily a believer in always saying everything. So one way is, if you get to about a dozen pairs of shoes, just don't hide them, but don't say that you got new shoes. What I found is between a dozen to 2 dozen, I just bring in shoes, just unbox them. And if she didn't see them, she didn't see them, and I just wear them. And in other words, once you get to a dozen, you can have so many shoes that they don't notice you have another pair. So that's one strategy. But these are a pair of suede bone colored, like a light tan colored pair of dress sneakers. There's no way I'm slipping these. They look nothing like anything else I have. So that strategy is not going to work. Another strategy is we have a date night tomorrow night. So another strategy is, I could say I got them for a date night, but that's kind of BS because I got 36, 37 other pairs of shoes. She knows we've been married for so long, she'd rather I save the money. So that's not going to work. Another strategy that I thought about, though, is this one's a little bit, I don't know. Well, you be the judge. Another one is, I know she's getting her hair done today or tomorrow before our date night, right? She's getting her hair done. She's a woman. I'll leave it at that, right? And I'm sure I know she's paying more for her hair than this. So I could slide it in the conversation and say, just curious, how much is that? Oh, and she's going to say, oh, well, it's like $150. Well, hey, you know what? That's less. These shoes I got are less than that even shipped. That may work. That's using a little bit of guilt to slide these in. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe I'll just take the direct, open, and honest route and say bought them and take my licking. Where are the doggies? Can't believe I made it in. I didn't get accosted. Hey, Pepperoon, how are you? There's one of the two. Anyway, there's the other one. There's Oakley. All right, your hair looks very nice, by the way.
Thank you.
Yep. It's very youthful. I bought a pair of shoes.
Oh, God.
But it makes sense. It makes sense. They're $325 normally, Allen Edmonds. I got them for $105 though, and they're brand new.
And?
Okay. So, but they're sneakers. They're dressy sneakers. Getting the evil eye, because because I only have one pair of decent sneakers. I mean, that's legit, and I'm wearing the crap out of them. The sole is just wearing, because I wear them a lot. But these are legitimately $325, and I paid $105 for them. I mean, you got to admit, right?
That's probably what you pay for regular sneakers anyway.
Exactly. These are Allen Edmonds, right? And like I said, they are new condition. I got them from eBay, right?
They're not hiking sneakers.
I didn't say they were.
No, but I mean, I thought if you were getting sneakers, you would get sneakers that you can do things in.
I can do things in these, right?
Not like outdoorsy things. They're too nice. You mess them up.
I didn't say. Where did hiking come up?
I don't know.
How much hiking do we do?
Sneakers are for hiking and outdoorsy things.
I don't hike, guys, okay? I've probably been hiking at most one time. Did I go at all this year? I don't think I did.
We haven't gone this year, but we used to.
What do you think?
They're
Smell
nice.
them. They smell good. They smell good. They smell good. What do you think, huh? What do you think, Oakley? Yeah, you should get back. What do you think?
They're nice.
Right, that's very reasonable though, right? I mean, that was a good deal. I bid on them, and I bid low, and I'm like, then, got approved. So it's like, and see, you can see the soles. Okay.
They're more like loafers than sneakers.
Yeah. Well, they're both a loafer and a sneaker. I could wear these tonight.
They're nice.
Yeah. Bone color, I think that's what it's called. I don't know what the official color is. We'll have to look it up. But this is the Randolph, is the actual model. Randolph dress sneakers, what that's called. They are stitched, so the sole can be replaced. It's got their standard sneaker sole. I'll show you. I'll compare these to my Allen Edmonds. I'll put on the screen the name of my sneakers here I'm about to show you. They're either Porter City or Courtside. I think it's Porter City. Here's the Porter City. They're pretty worn. I mean, I use them and abuse them. You can see different sole. I mean, similar style. From the side, they kind of look the same, but they do have the Allen Edmonds logo on the sole. as do these. But I've definitely got some use and wear out of these suckers. These are very comfortable, very, very comfortable. They're holding up okay. You see a little bit of extra wrinkling on the right shoe because my right foot is shorter than my left one, so I had to size for the longer left shoe. But, so I'm not in the doghouse?
No.
Okay, thank you. I've had a few days to wear these. I wanted to give you some of my thoughts on them. First of all, I guess maybe I'll start with the fit. Now remember, when I'm going to say comfortable, not comfortable, there's the construction side of comfort, you know, that I think applies to everybody. But then there's also how my foot fits this shoe, as well as the size I chose. So how this model fits my foot may not necessarily apply to you, okay? So first of all, as far as with a fit goes, if you see last, L-A-S-T, last is the form on which a shoe is made. So for example, the shape of this, you can see, is fairly long, and through here, it's kind of angular across here. It looks very similar to me. Like here's the Allen Edmonds Atchison. You see the way it kind of cuts across? Versus here, these are my other Allen Edmonds sneakers that I showed you briefly. And these are, I believe, the Porter City. You could see this is more rounded. Can you tell? So in other words, it's not as elongated, it's more rounded. So when you're fitting a shoe, I'm going to give you the short version. If you want the longer version, I'm going to insert right in here a link to a full in-depth video about shoe fitting. But the long and short of it is that I believe that most men don't know their actual real foot size properly. So what a lot of people do know is their overall foot length, right? You know, the from the back of the heel to the tip of the toe, you know, based on a Brannock device. Here's the Brannock device, right? So you'd put your right heel in here, and then, you know, I would come out with my right foot would be about, 11.5, okay? So, but then this part here goes in and out. So you put the ball of your foot, you know, that knuckle would be equivalent of this knuckle in that little pocket. And then you push this down lightly, I think it says, for a wide foot. And then when you put your weight, you should be standing on both feet, 50-50, weight on each foot. And that will kind of push this out. And then you have to read. So for example, if I was 11.5, mine would look something like this. So you'd have to find the 11.5 mark, which would be right there, you see. This would be to the right of 11, and it would actually, mine would look more like 11.5. I'd read in the double E range. So if you find 11.5, let me zoom in. So you'd find 11.5, and that indicates 11.5 double E, okay? So then you know your width. Now the third element that you look at would be the ball length, okay? So the ball length here, for example, with me, I just set my foot in it, and it comes out. So this would be, that was my right foot, right arch. So I just put my foot in this, and that's right arch length. You can see here, that arrow is pointing to 11.5, between 11.5 and 12. What that means is the arch length on my wider right foot is about between 11.5 and 12. So this is the settings. This is how it comes out for my narrower but longer left foot. See, width, left foot, because you got to look at it from the standpoint of the other person checking. So I go to 11, which is really what it comes out at, as it comes squarely right on the single E, okay? And then the ball length here, you can see is between, again, 11.5 and 12. So what that tells me is, first of all, the shape of my feet. If you look at my wider right foot, see it comes out, and it's just wide right there. So this is where I always have problems, is this outer part of my right foot. So that's going to mean on the right shoe, I always get a problem here. So how do you get more room in this part of the shoe? Well, one way is by choosing a lash that's fairly bulbous, right? But the nicer looking shoes tend to be tapered, not bulbous. This is fine for a sneaker. So what you have to do then is, if you need more room here, because getting wider doesn't give you that much more room here, but getting longer does. And that works in my favor because I have, in other words, relatively short toes. My arch length is a little bit longer than my foot length. Does that make sense? So if you know your foot anatomy, then you can, do that. So, but what I found here, there's a couple things I don't like about the fit. This is hard to see, but do you see this bump right there, right? And it's kind of interesting. It's hard to see. I don't understand this at all, to be quite frank with you. This is hard to show. I need a light. So here's one thing I don't like. I do want to show you. See if I can get this light in here. It's hard to show. Do you see that pad? Let me get the camera focused on it. There's definitely a pad there. The pad is kind of awkward though, because it looks like there's a seam in it. But basically what you have, it looks like there's a seam across it, but that pad extends up part way, and where it falls, in other words, that pad doesn't cover the entire ball of my foot. So when I put the shoe on, that pad then basically winds up, I don't know, it needs to be a little larger, I think, because I kind of feel it under the middle of my toes. It's just a little awkward on that position. It's a small pad. It is under the ball of the foot, but I think it should extend back and forward a little more. I mean, it's not terribly uncomfortable, but it's not the most ideal thing. It's getting a little better on the right foot. I still feel it. It's getting a little better on the left foot. I still feel it on the right foot. The other thing is I think these shoes have a little bit of a larger heel. So let me see if that's true. I don't know if you can tell, and obviously this is a dress shoe. I mean, it doesn't look like it here, but the heels fit relatively loosely on me. That does not appear as if it has a large heel. But it just does fit looser, especially on my shorter right foot. So I released a recent video on how to install heel liners or heel pads to take up room in the heel. There's a second way you can do it, which I'm an idiot. I should have said this on the video with the heel liners. As soon as the people commented, like, duh, I should have shown that, you know, so I'm not quite on my game, but these are called tongue pads. What these do is these would go underneath, and I think you would generally put them on. Which way would you put them on? I think you'd put them on actually this way. You could put them either way. I think this way would be better. And then what this is going to do, obviously it goes on the inside of the shoe. And then in effect, what that does is push your foot back because it's taking up space here, and then push it into the heel a little tighter. So I'm going to put one of those in these. The heel liner would go this way. The arc would go towards the bottom, and they would stick on the back. And you try to put usually this edge up as high as you can up here without it showing. And then that kind of, you know, hugs around the top of your heel more. So I'm not sure if it's true, but these seem like, yes. I put my finger in here, touch the bottom of the insole. It goes to there. I know this is not 100%. Yeah, it's not a huge difference, but it's got a little bit shorter of a heel. I can definitely feel it. See? So my finger is not touching the bottom. This is about 3/16 of an inch, maybe 1/4 inch shorter than this heel. And a good 1/2 inch shorter than this heel. The heel, this height, I don't know if it's this just particular pair of shoes or if it's the way it's built. They're both equal, but it's a relatively short heel, so just beware of that. It's a low-cut shoe. There's elastic here. Now, I looked on the website. It said cemented construction, right? Which is interesting because it says cemented construction, but this is stitched. Most of the time, if you see any sneaker, those stitches are cosmetic, and you can see where they started and stopped it. I think they did a pretty good job on that. And there you can see on the inside, it is actually stitched on. So I like that. I was a little worried when I saw cemented construction. I mean, it's not really Blake stitched, but you get the idea, right? And this is more of a leather with a pad on it, but I do like that it's some kind of leather. These shoes say they're made in the Dominican Republic. I don't know if you can see that, but Dominican Republic. Oh, and by the way, these are, I didn't even say that, 12E. I purchased these from eBay. They were new, and I got them for $105. They are $325 new. They look very nice. I like the suede, especially with an outfit, you know, like this, right? I really like this look for casual. You know, with khaki pants, I just think it's awesome combo. These go great with jeans. You could wear these with shorts. You can wear these with no-show socks. You can do this a lot of different ways. I like this apron. I mean, it's not 100% even from side to side, but I'm totally fine with it. You know, I mean, it seems to me this is a little bit closer than that, but I like this detail here. The 3 colors, right? see I'm getting some use out of them. Very attractive looking shoe. I really like them. I really think it's a good looking shoe. One person at my office, one woman client, did say that it looks like an old man shoe, which I thought was like, really? Like, I thought these are awesome. But her younger daughter was like, oh, I like them. You know, so of course with any shoe you're going to get mixed reviews. I already, you know, got some kind of whatever dirt on them there, but things are very easy to put on. Heel. Just got one shot really to get it on how you want it though. One thing you got to be really careful of. I would fold it a little bit. I don't want it right up against the mouth of the shoe. And there you go. So my verdict is definitely a big thumbs up. So let me go ahead and give these shoes a rating. I'm going to rate them in 5 different areas. I'll give them a score from 1 to 5 in each area, and then average it out. So for aesthetics/looks, area number 1, I gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars. I love the way this shoe looks. I think it's beautiful. I think the last shape is very nice. I think the color and the way the suede, bone-colored suede upper combines with the white sneaker sole, I think is just a beautiful blend. I don't love all of the dress sneakers or dressy sneakers, but I think this one is a great blend. Like, for example, the Park Avenue sneaker, I don't know. I can't wrap my head around it. It just seems like somebody took, you know, like a Frankenstein, they took 2 different things and threw them together. But this, I think, blends very well. I like the I'm not sure if it's black or navy, but that black, white, and brown details, that striping across the vamp, I think is a very nice touch. It's reminiscent of Leica's thing that Gucci would do without trying to be Gucci. I think it draws your eye, say, hey, is that special? You know, I think it elevates the look of the shoe. So aesthetics, looks, as well as the fact that this is unique. I don't have any other shoes, anything like this. So that's why I gave that a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Fit and comfort, I gave a 3. 2 reasons for a mediocre score here. Number 1 is because of the last shape, it just doesn't match my foot that well. If I had my druthers, I wish it was a little bit wider, but I can't go up to a triple E. There's no double E in this width. It goes from 12E to 12 triple E. That would clearly be too big. The heel being a little bit loose was another reason for reduction, although the tongue pad did eliminate the heel slippage. The first day I wore these shoes, another tip, anytime you get brand new Allen Edmonds, I don't care what it is, bring 2 or 3 Band-Aid brand flexible fabric Band-Aids with you, okay? I was starting to rub into my heel the first day I wore them, but now that they're broken in and I have the tongue pad, after about a second or third wear, they became very, very comfortable. So the other reason that I knocked them down on fit and comfort, though, by the way, is because of it was worse on my right foot. That pad on that insole being short, I could feel it under kind of like the front of the middle of the ball of my foot. It's not uncomfortable, it's just... And you don't notice it a lot of the times. It's just a little bit irritating. Like, it's just too small. Like, if they would have made it a half inch bigger, the front, longer on the front and back, I think it would have been perfect. So 3 stars out of 5 there. Number 3. On build quality, I'm giving them 3.5 out of 5 stars. Biggest reason for that is where you can see the clicking. The stitching is not the same distance around on the apron. It's not bad enough to be noticeable, but for a $325 shoe, I'm not sure that I would have returned. No, I don't think I would have returned them for $325, but I would be a little bit unhappy. I would have expected that to be a little bit more on. Everything else seemed pretty good to me on the shoe. So for, the build quality there, that's why I gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars. Construction/durability, again, 3.5 out of 5. What threw me on that, to be honest with you, is where it says cemented, but I see stitched. So being reasons I didn't give it a higher score in construction/durability is being made in the Dominican Republic. Generally speaking, what I see is when the Allen Edmonds shoes made in the U.S., and most shoes, if they're made in the U.S., you generally speaking get higher materials quality. And with Allen Edmonds, though, on the quality side, you tend to get flaws that you can see. In other words, like the welt joint wasn't cut well or something like that. But, you tend to get better quality of materials and things like that on stuff made in the U.S. So Dominican Republic, and, as I said, I'm not sure what you're going to get underneath I can't see underneath the insole. I did like the fact that the insole, even though this is, that foamy artificial padding, which all your sneakers are going to have, it does have a layer of leather. So I think 3.5 out of 5 for construction/durability is fair. And finally, point number 5, cost value. I gave it 3.5 out of 5. Now, let me give you my take on this. I would not give it a very high score at $325, okay? So I'm assuming here you're not going to pay $325 for it. I quite frankly wouldn't pay $325 for it, but Allen Edmonds to me is kind of like Joseph A. Banks. They almost always have sales. $250, yes, I think it's a pretty good value, right? At $105, I'm kind of assuming, I guess, with this cost value that you're going to get this from Allen Edmonds on sale. Does that make sense? I mean, it's a 5 out of 5 at $105, okay? But the value of this shoe, again, I personally would not pay $325 for it. I would try to get it at more like, $250-ish is probably what I would try to get. So if you average out these scores here that I gave them, overall score is a 3.6 out of a possible 5. Here they are paired with a few different outfits. These are a pair of polyester Ben Hogan slacks from Walmart, actually. I like the way they drape. They're just real cheap pants, a polo, and some matching tan socks. And this, I think, is an absolute no-brainer. You know, when you've got a business casual, on the very casual side of it, you still want to look smart. This is probably my favorite way to wear these because I've been wearing this kind of outfit more recently. Recently being the last couple of years since the advent of COVID, and especially doing things like working from home. And I love the fact that I can just pop these on because many times my kids say, hey, you need to take me here now. I want to look nice, but like literally they don't want to wait the 2 minutes for me to put on a dress shoe. So I really like this look. Here's another one. Now, this one is just basically changing the shirt to a collared shirt. You can see it is more casual. This is more of a fun shirt because it's got some inset print in it. I actually bought that fabric and did it myself, but I still think this works. The next one, though, is going to trigger some people here, so hold on. This one is the look that some people are going to hate. To be quite frank with you, my wife said, no, don't like it, but this is a thing. Whether you like it or not, especially younger people, even investment wholesalers are wearing dress sneakers with suits. I would not do it in a business setting, though. But like, for example, in Northeast Ohio, where I live, if you go to a business networking event, I'm telling you, looking like this, you'll still be better dressed than 80% of the people there. But again, controversial, but it is something that happens. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Cobbler Bob, and again, my channel has 2 different types of content, cobbling and cars. There's going to be more of both, so please go back through my videos. I know that most of my subscribers have not been watching my videos. You may be surprised. There might be a lot of content there that appeals to you. God bless, and thank you so much for watching.